Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick. In this video, I want to share some thoughts. Remember, guys, these are just my thoughts and opinions and ideas. Everything that I say, sometimes I don't even necessarily have to always agree with it at any given point. This is YouTube. This is a vlog, okay? So it's something good to always make reference to at any point in your life, even if your ideas and thoughts and beliefs and things of that nature change, okay? It's just always to see where you at, you know what I mean, what you learned at different points of time, how you felt at different points of time, and and hopefully it can always be of some use and entertainment and just of some type of use and knowledge to someone else, okay? Now, with that disclaimer out of the way, this is going to be talking about relationships, okay? And this is about to be probably something you never heard before. This would be considered taboo, what I'm about to talk about. And it's going to be a lot of people that would hate this if they heard it, okay? Um, but this is just for my niche, okay? Um, I'm never looking to please or uh, adhere to everybody, okay? My videos are who they are for, and either you probably either love or hate me, okay? Or don't feel no type of way at all right? Now, so with relationships, guys, I was thinking, right? I guess I'll lead into it by saying this. I don't expect you to take care of me as a man, okay? Now, that don't mean you can't take care of me, all right? Um, or a man, period. So, with that said, I think about how in today's society, right, it probably wouldn't be so far fetched to have a woman take care of a man. Now, I know it happens, and I know it has happened and things like that. But the funny thing about this topic is, in the old days, this would be considered taboo, and in the newer days, present day, this would be considered taboo. Okay, to a lot of people. Um, Now, because in the old days with traditionalism, a man is supposed to be this, a man is supposed to do this. A woman is supposed to be this, and a woman is supposed to do this, right? And then we still have, with the baby boomer generation and the Gen Xers, and even some millennials, it all depends on how much you started to formulate your own ideas and how much you are influenced by other things other than your family, okay? It's some people of the Gen Z age group, okay, that still have some of those traditional beliefs based on the fact that the biggest influence in their lives were people who have those old school beliefs, okay, about many different things. Um, and the thing is, people want their cake and eat it too. So a lot of modern women, wow, they wouldn't want to go back to, or they wouldn't want to live in conditions where they had to be a traditional wife, and a lot of what like I said, the expectations of a traditional wife was, okay. While they wouldn't want to live in those circumstances, they also don't want to be in a circumstance where they got to take care of a man. So they kind of want a lot of, not all, we know not all, but there's a decent amount of women who want their cake and eat it too. So they want certain freedoms. They want to, I'll just say certain freedoms on, you know what I mean? And you can figure that whatever that means out, you know what I mean? Whether it's how they act towards you, how they talk towards you, and the things that they may do, okay? Um, and they expect to be able to do, okay? But some of them would still want that, and at the same time, still want a man to take care of them and be a provider for them. Okay? So that's basically saying having your cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? And some women have it like that because they might have a man that's okay with that. You know what I mean? Um, but I feel like also there is a lot of women who can't find a steady, a man that they can stick with for a significant amount of time, based on a lot of the feminist ideas and the feminist movement. Whether you consider yourself a member of the feminist movement or whether you just are part of society and you're being influenced, you know what I mean, and things are becoming normal. And so that's what you see. Because, like, for example, a lot of little girls now are growing up in single parent households, um and so they're used to being dictated by their mothers. So they see that, you know what I mean, or they're used to seeing a certain relationship between their mothers and their fathers, where their mothers, and now we know, like I said, let me always every so often interject this. We know in not all cases, okay, but there, a lot of them are used to seeing their mothers not be submissive to whether it's their father or men, period. Um, and so what happens? That, they're going to grow up, and that's going to be considered normal for them, and that's how things work. You see what I mean? That's how you change a whole generation. And with that said, as men too, you have to accept what's going on. You don't have to bend. You don't necessarily, because you don't have to. When it comes to this, you don't have to do anything. So you don't have to change your ideas and your expectations. There's always, right now, for right now, there's still some traditional women out there. They may be taken, and or they may come with some kind of baggage. You're gonna have to deal with something with everybody, I guess. Because we all got things within ourselves that we have to work on that is not going to make everybody else that we deal with seem appeasing. So sometimes it ain't even other people. Sometimes it could be you and mixed with other people, and then you have to learn how to compromise. Now to really get to it, women are in a position more so now to where they can do for themselves and other people. And don't get me wrong, you've always had sugar mamas and things like that. So women, there's some women that have had their own or have their own that are willing to take care of guys to a certain extent. But I'm not talking about that because that's not anything real. That's just a kind of a power trip sometimes, where you are controlling finances. It's kind of like what men do. It's just a reversal of the roles sometimes. What men do sometimes, and some men, where you have the power of the finances, and so you have a certain level of control, and so you can kind of do what you want to do, leave at any time, and things like that. I think some women who are in that position, who are considered sugar mamas and things like that, I think they may enjoy the freedom of that. Like, yeah, I'll spend money on them. I'll have a good time with them for however long I want to, but then I can just, you know what I mean? I can drop them. So what I'm talking about is not those flingy, kind of immoral type of situations. I'm talking about more moral situations where it is a man that you genuinely love, have loyalty, respect, and foresight and intention on going the distance with that man for the rest of your life. Now I know, that may be kind of foreign now. The idea of that, I didn't heard enough people say they can't even see, like, at this point, some people expect marriage to be something that you do for a certain amount of years, and it's inevitable that you're going to get divorced or separate at some point. You really have people nowadays that go into marriage like that. Like, they don't look at marriage as a lifelong thing. They clearly know that it's only a matter of time. From the day they get married, it's only a matter of time before they separate or divorce. So some people look at marriages now like it's a marriage for a certain amount of time. It's like a contract for a certain amount of years. And that's their intention. I ain't talking about like it's just so happened to work out that way. Some people that is literally their intention. All right. Now, with that said, women being able to do more for themselves, have their own, be more independent. If you genuinely love a man, then you might be willing to take care of him too. You know what I'm saying? You might be willing to do that. Um, Cause I mean, if you think about it, like women do it with sons. Now, I'm not saying you should compare your significant other with your son. That's not the point. The point is, you got your children. You have a special kind of love for them, right? That's unconditional and things of that nature. So a lot of you now, I know it's women out there who you probably look at this video and say, "Oh, my son don't do this by a certain time. His ASS gone too," or something like that. Um, so I get it. Like but I'm not talking about those type of women that would say that or say it the way I just said it. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about it's some women out here, you know, they might love a man under any circumstance. And if they can do and take care of that man, they would do it. It wouldn't be no intentions of giving a man a certain amount of time. That's another thing that happens. And a lot of women would call themselves loyal and stuff like that. But it's always that intent. You know what I mean? And that's going to always creep back up. If that person don't eventually do what you expect them to do or you would have them do. Now, it's easy to act like or say you loyal and unconditional love and you down for a significant other, whether it's a man or a woman. But in the back of your mind, you have expectations of that person that in turn would dictate where y'all relationship will go down the line. All right. Now, I say this because I truly know and feel that under any circumstance, like if I fall in love with somebody and I'm in love with them and that's really my significant other or one of my significant others or something like that, there's no circumstance other than disloyalty. You see what I'm saying? But that's and even then, who's to say to what degree I will be willing to put up with it. You see what I mean? But that's the one thing that could eventually, you know what I mean, at some point, whether it's instant or whether it does take time and that person, it end up being a last straw type of thing after a certain amount of patience and tolerance. But the point is, if you really love somebody, man or woman, take the expectations and the intent of trying to see what this person gonna do, see what this person gonna pan out to be, all this stuff. Man, if you watch enough of my videos, what I'm trying to get people back to, that who's not already there, you know what I mean, is just straight up love and loyalty and morals and values, okay, and integrity and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, okay, but I mean, hell, nobody's perfect, and therefore we all pushing something. So you can at least strive. And then when you do stuff like this, it keeps you in line. Because every time I do a video talking about something about trying to steer society and trying to help other people by seeing, by having them see my perspective and things like that, and in some way it can maybe help them out, it holds me to a certain standard too. It doesn't mean that I don't fall short sometimes and things like that, but you do get better and better and better, and you do fall away. If you stick with it, you fall away from a lot of your shortcomings, okay? And then there's always something else you can work on, you know what I mean? But for example, it's certain things that I just don't do no more. You see what I mean? Because I didn't talked about it so much on my channel. What I look like turning around and then doing it. I'd feel so guilty, and so, you know what I mean? Like, so it helps you stay in line too. But almost then getting back to the topic, even like if you think about a pimp, women take care of pimps. You see what I'm saying? But it's cool when they do it. You see what I mean? Things like that. Um, and the difference is obviously in order for a woman to love that man, I mean, it's women who love pimps, and pimps treat women a lot of times. I know I don't want to be stereotypical, but let's just say from what we typically think of as a pimp, they treat their women like garbage. You know what I mean? And somehow a woman can still be loyal to a pimp. So, but imagine if a man is treating you right. You know what I mean? Talking to you right, caring for you and maintaining you and pertaining to you in ways that have nothing to do with survival. Okay, live in a dreamland for a while. All right, let's say for a little bit you could just take your mind off survival and wants. You know what I mean? And even physical needs, survival, right? And who just makes you feel special? Who just makes you feel a certain type of way? Now, let's say let's take that's what I'm saying. Let's take finances and all that out of it. So if you have the finances and things of that nature, and you have somebody that can make you feel special, make you feel good, make you feel loved, make you feel loved, and all that, then that's what you should go for. Like, I feel like it's a lot of women out here now making enough money and things like that. And the reason they still single is because they scared to actually find love. They trying to find somebody who gonna match them or be more than that. It's just all these superficial aspirations. You know what I'm saying? All the time. You know what I mean? And so I'm not criticizing a person gonna do what they want to do. So you know what I mean? All I ever try to do for real is to give a perspective. You see what I'm saying? So, because if a person never hear or see something, then they can't necessarily know that what they doing is I don't want to call it wrong. You know what I mean? Because anything that I express, most of it is my opinions. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm always right. But some stuff just makes sense, and it just might be an angle that somebody might have needed to be shown to them so they can consider it. Because sometimes it ain't about the fact that people ain't for something or don't want to do different, or you know what I mean, or and depending on your opinion, better or something like that. But if all they got is examples, and everybody don't have as much as we think we do, many people do not have their own mind. Okay, to come up with their own ideas, their own code of conduct, and more. So most people are just doing and being the way that they think they supposed to be accepted. Okay, so a lot of times it happens like that with women because women don't want to look bad or be shunned by other women. You know what I mean? Especially in this day and age where women are like they're galvanizing off the feminist movement. So um a lot of them, they'll be cool with each other and things like that, and then and disrespect men, have a less of a respect for a man. Like I said, not all women, not all, okay, but we all know some that's like this, right? Um, and I forgot what I was saying just before that. What was I just saying? So women that come together sometimes they come together and they'll be cool with each other or whatever. But sometimes disrespect men. I forgot exactly the point I was tying in, but I think I said everything I needed to say, man. And then whatever I didn't say, the rest of it'll come through telepathically. Like you'll know where I was going with it, and I know where I was going with it when I look back at this. But this is just an idea in a time where women are becoming more independent, women are doing more. Um, and even then, it's a thing where, like I said, as a man, because this is traditional anyway. So a man shouldn't necessarily expect you to take care of them, but they shouldn't mind it either. And the mentality should change. And it don't have to be a pimp type of thing. It don't have to be a situation where the only time you hear of a man being taken care of by a woman financially is when a pimp is using a woman and treating her a certain type of way and using her a certain type of way. Because it's a big difference in a woman being a prostitute and that's the means of income versus her going out working an honest job or whatever she may do to earn money that's respectable. Um, so just wanted to put this out there because you never know how things might start working out in the future. Um, and I always like to be one of the people who put some original ideas out, even though they ain't probably not the most popular ideas. You know what I mean? And always opening myself up to criticism and things like that. But like I said, my whole goal and objective is to reach acquiring minds that want to be stimulated. Don't mean you're gonna agree with everything I say, but hopefully you won't hate me for everything that I say that you don't agree with. Make sense? And you can just appreciate a different point of view, okay? And it can just be entertaining and stimulating and things like that. And you can respect my intellect, you know what I mean, and my mind, you know what I mean, and then you can build off of it. It may be some things that I do say, but it might not be the whole idea, but it might be pieces and fragments that you like, and then you have a great mind for yourself or whatever, and you might come up with something that one day you turn around, you do some content or something that I could come across, and I might like your ideas and your thoughts better than I like my own original ones, you know, and that's what it's all about, guys. Hopefully this was a good video. Peace.